Hello and welcome to a very special episode of the Basic Bee podcast. You may or may not be aware that I also have a private SEO podcast. And since I know not everyone sees every single post or email that I share, I want to share that first episode with you here today on this podcast. In this episode, you'll get a breakdown of my unique approach to SEO and how that came to be, the benefits of SEO, and which business owners SEO can actually help. So sit back, relax, and get ready to soak up the magical goodness of SEO, unless you're driving, in which case, don't do any of that, okay? Hello, and welcome back to the SEO and Grow private podcast. Over this next little series, we're going to be getting into what I use with my clients and my students, which is called the SEO and Grow method. So I'm just going to get right into it with you. The SEO and Grow method is my 3-step framework that I walk every single done-for-you SEO client and student through so they can easily bring in new leads without burning out on social media. Because literally, who wants that? Truly. In phase 1, you understand SEO. It's where you get a clear understanding of how SEO works, including terminology and best practices, and how SEO can support you to create the type of content that actually makes you findable on Google. In phase 2, you implement SEO. This is where you get a solid SEO strategy in place that will continue to work for you for years. You'll feel relieved and excited for what's to come because now you know exactly what to do to optimize your website to bring in clients on repeat without chasing people around Instagram. In phase 3, you maintain SEO. This is where you get to move forward with confidence in what next steps to take to remain in good standing and to continue to improve your SEO. You know how to make strategic decisions that support your content to consistently bring in new leads. No guesswork about what to post. These 3 phases build on one another and work together to give you a cohesive digital footprint, one that is intentionally held together by content that actually works for you. The magic of the SEO and Grow method is that stacking of each phase, how they wisely build on one another. Let me explain. Before you can actually do anything about SEO, you've actually got to feel comfortable with the idea. You have to get familiar with some terminology and get a general feel for this new concept. Now look, it does not have to be confusing or intimidating to learn about SEO. I remember when I was first getting started with SEO, I'd finally discovered it was SEO bringing in clients, and I wanted to dig deeper so I could better understand what was actually happening. It was kind of like I had a knack for it, but I couldn't quite figure out where to go for information to figure out what I was even doing right and how I could make this happen for other people, for clients. The info I was finding was, very confusing. But my brain is pretty cool. I'm not sure if you know much about human design, but my human design as a 3-5 manifesting generator basically means I'm built to go first, try things, experiment out loud, and then take on a leadership role to guide others through a much more efficient process. I'm able to easily break down complex subjects and give you practical, digestible solutions that help you skip steps. Do we see how I'm kind of made for this? Once you understand the words, the concepts, and have a general idea of what to do, it's time to actually do the doing. Again, I'm here to help you work through this process quickly. I've got resources where you can do things yourself or do things with my hands-on guidance or have me do all of the hard parts, leaving you and your team to simply copy and paste the answers into the right places. This doing is the most important step, in my opinion, because it's how you actually improve your website's SEO. But it's step number 2 because 1, you will not get anywhere if you don't grasp what's happening and why. And 2, because you have to have something to work with in step 3. The final phase of this process is to monitor and add to your SEO strategy. Stoke the fires, so to speak. There are some things you can set and forget to a degree. For example, the SEO strategy for your main website pages really doesn't need to change unless who you're helping, how you're helping them, or what you want to be known for changes. The true beauty of SEO is that you don't actually have to feed the meter all that much for it to do an incredible job for you for a really, really long time. This phase is kind of a twofer. You're tracking metrics, fixing SEO issues, and making data-backed decisions. And you're also creating content, written content, video content, audio content. It all counts. And I've got tips, resources, and insights for all three. But you know how you're panicking every week or maybe even every day to make sure you post something to social because it's going to disappear in 36 to 48 hours? Yeah, that's completely the opposite of what happens with SEO. With SEO optimized content, you create the thing, you publish a thing, and then the thing, be it a blog post, podcast episode, or YouTube video, continues to market for you for weeks, months, and years to come. I know, kind of mind-blowing. I haven't seen anything like my SEO and Grow method. I've seen memberships that are a catch-all for all types of entrepreneurs with all types of questions, from wanting help understanding SEO to guidance on what metrics to track. But when there's that wide of a range in a group, you just can't help that some people are going to feel out of place and like they know less than others in the group, which means they stay quiet and they stay stuck. Because my method allows me to meet you where you're at, people feel seen, supported, and most important, they're all able to see success. Success looks different at each phase. For some, knowing what a backlink is will feel like a success. For others, creating a game plan to guest on 10 podcasts this year to build those backlinks will feel like a success. See what I mean? I've also had several clients find me after they've spent thousands of dollars on done-for-you SEO services where, surprise, no SEO was actually done or implemented for them. Because I like guiding people through these three phases, I tend to attract business owners who want to learn SEO. They want Loom tutorials on how I ended up with these keywords, and they want to have some input on what their headlines say. So I'm able to keep them updated on what's happening at each step of the project, and they're able to be a part of the project to whatever degree their heart desires. These built-in check-ins also encourage questions, whether or not someone has expressed they want to learn more about SEO. Everyone wants to have that opportunity to ask follow-up questions. P.S. Most of the time, when even I ask a clarifying question to another SEO agency, I'm met with the same stupid response. Great question. And then they proceed to give me the vaguest answer, which makes even me feel dumb. I mean, literally, this just happened last week. But what's really happening there is a subtle manipulation tactic that's kind of slimy. If I keep you feeling dumb, you'll think I know more than you, which means you'll stick with me because you think you need me. And that strategy, frankly, pisses me off to no end. I want answers if I ask questions, which is why I give answers when I'm asked questions. All that to say, the SEO and Grow method is a logical step-by-step process that builds on each prior phase. It's a cohesive process that breaks the big concept of SEO down into doable bite-sized pieces. It meets you where you're at and has no problem adjusting if you find you need something a little different. It wraps you into an existing group of nice, like-minded, helpful humans who are right where you are. And it ultimately makes you feel seen, heard, supported, and empowered by SEO. Now that I've absolutely flipped everything you thought you knew about SEO and marketing and social media on its head, let me tell you about the goodness that can happen once you get that solid SEO foundation in place. The benefits of improving your SEO are vast. I've had clients and students increase their website traffic, some clients by 10,000 extra website visits each month, get dozens of inquiries from people who found them on Google, sometimes weeks or just months after optimizing their sites for SEO. Keep people on blog posts for 5+ minutes when 51 seconds is considered quote unquote good. Grow email list subscribers because people are actually discovering their freebies from Google searches. 5x their podcast download numbers just weeks after optimizing only a handful of episodes. Land clients directly from their podcasts in under 36 hours. Increase their visibility and help them land free and paid speaking engagements. And establish their expertise, authority, or whatever you want to call it when Google and humans start to associate their names with the topic. And SEO doesn't just help some entrepreneurs or certain types of businesses. Every industry is welcome. I've seen with my own eyes SEO help health and wellness providers, branding strategists, sobriety coaches, house therapists, designers, copywriters, podcast producers, social media strategists, life coaches, photographers, healers, energy workers, astrologers, bookkeepers, e-commerce business owners, therapists, attorneys, event planners, and so many other business owners. At the end of this series, I can almost guarantee you'll be as excited as every single one of them has been about getting started and growing with SEO. Over the next 3 episodes, I'll be breaking down each phase of the SEO and Grow method. The hope is for you to get a sense of what each phase entails to help you self-identify where you're currently at and what support is available to you. Should you have any questions along the way, you can always find me on Instagram at Brittany_Herzberg or reach out via my website, brittanyherzberg.com. That's just the very first episode of the 4-part mini-series deep dive into my SEO and Grow method. The remaining 3 episodes can be found at brittanyherzberg.com/SEO-private-podcast. You can also find the link below. You've heard me talk about it, but how exactly does social proof support SEO? Well, your clients are kind of freaking brilliant because when they share what it's like to work with you or what they were able to achieve or accomplish with your help, they use words that other people are searching for. For real, they'll say things like, I walk away with practical tips to apply SEO to my own business, or all online business owners need to know about your SEO course, or Brittany helps me understand SEO in a real and tangible way. You know what's coming next, right? I need your help to get the Basic Bee podcast reaching more of the right ear holes. When you follow, rate, review, and share the show, that helps me help more entrepreneurs discover and lean into the magic of SEO. As a little extra incentive to write a review, once a month, I'll be selecting one podcast reviewer to receive a free mini SEO audit. You'll help me get discovered and I'll do the same for you. Check the description for more info.